because Damone's like my little brother. I remember when he got drafted, you know, he reached out to me. We got the same agent. And he called me and said, "Hey, man, I'm super happy to play with you, and you know, how does it like, you know?" And he just asked me a bunch of questions. I'm like, man, you know, and I know about his injuries. Like, I'm not really expected to play, and you know, he's texting me, he's frustrated, he's not playing, and you know, for me, and I'm trying to tell him, I'm like, just be patient. Your time's coming. Your time's coming. And when he got cleared and he got his green light to play, man, and you know, internally, I wish I could have watched him, but you know, just play out there with him, knowing how hungry he was to get out the field. You know, he's out there begging for scout team reps so he could get better, get back in the rhythm of things. So for me, it hit home for me because that's like my little brother, man. We hang out, we go bowling every Monday. I take him bowling. I whoop his butt in bowling. I hope y'all know that. But you know, for me, I'm just happy he's playing. He's getting back in his rhythm because you know, I think he loved the game more than anybody on his team.
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up. And yo, today I want to talk about one of my favorite prospects from last year's class, and that's Damone Clark, linebacker out of LSU. Now, he probably would have went in the earlier rounds, but it was around the combine time when he ran his medicals. There was kind of found out that there was some issue with his neck. The Cowboys medical staff kind of read the reports, right? He had to get surgery, but the Cowboys kind of stashed him as a 5th round pick last year. He came back, I believe, around week 8, and he had a decent season, right? Just kind of dealing with the half a season. So, you know, I'm extremely excited to see how Damone Clark is going to do when he gets a full offseason under his belt. But last year, he had 398 snaps, around 34 tackles, and 2 forced fumbles. And I feel like adding him with this young linebacker core and this defensive line, he's going to be on an uptrend for this upcoming season. So in this very first play right here, the one thing that I recognize from him, not only just from last year from being a Cowboy, but when his time was at LSU as a linebacker, he is a very high IQ player. He has good patience and good field awareness, and you'll see that on this play right here. He comes down, recognizes the screen, turns his hips, and gets to the ball. And as we always talk about on this channel, right, if you're a linebacker, right, you make your money at the ball. Right? You cannot make no money not being around the ball. And Damone Clark, he definitely has that awareness to get around the ball. And you see that in this play here, getting to the ball, forcing the fumble, and letting Malik Hooker get off to the races. I was at this game about to lose my damn mind, and all of a sudden the Dallas Cowboys defense has stepped up and started spazzing. But you'll see in this play right here, once again, gonna come down in the A gap, recognizes the screen, quickly turns, locates, makes a play on the ball. That is a good play from a young player in Damone Clark. And the one thing I really like about him, so if you watch my draft breakdown, especially when we did linebackers, right, when we did the Ivan Paces and the Drew Sanders, right, I like linebackers who play with patience, and you'll see that with Damone Clark. He shoots his hips. Now, when I played football, they were calling this shooting your gun. When I was a linebacker, they said shoot your gun, right? Not sure if they still call it that, but you see that hop step, right? That hop step really buys you patience. That little hop right there. It's that slight hop, right? It buys you patience, because if he was just to start running downhill, that's when you allow yourself to get misdirected. But just that little hop, and then you scrape, right? So I like the patience when it comes to Damone Clark, because he just isn't an avalanche. It just comes downhill. So, you know, he didn't have a lot of sacks or a lot of pressure last year. But as far as being your quote-unquote middle linebacker, your run stopper, like, he's definitely going to help in that category when it comes to this Dallas Cowboys defense, specifically this year. But good patience, good vision, and to come downhill. And as I mentioned, very high IQ, and you'll see that on this play, his recognition for the play action, patience, once again, sees it, sideline to sideline, and goes and make a play. So I know that, you know, at the linebacker position, right, a lot of people like the sexy speed, but it really can't be all about speed. Sometimes if you don't have the athleticism to play fast, right, as long as you can get sideline to sideline, but you have the awareness and can move, that's just going to be as beneficial as your 40 time, right? So, because when it comes to being a linebacker, you're really not running straight line. I mean, a lot of positions aren't really running straight line, but this right here, this is why the cone drill is the most important. Boom. Can you turn your hips, and can you move? That's the most important thing right there. Boom. That dip right there. Turn low hips, Good bend. Off to the races. Coming down to make the tackle. On this play right here, he's going to take on this tackle. Now, the tackle kind of loses balance, right? But the one thing I like about Clark, he definitely uses his arms as leverage, especially when engaging blockers. So you see that separation, even though this tackle slips a little bit, it's able to make the play. So he's always keeping his hands up and his eyes in the backfield. I definitely like his eyes as a linebacker, because he's always keeping his eyes in the backfield and locating the ball carrier, which is important, right? Because once again, you got to make the money around the ball. That's where the money resides, right? Especially at the linebacker core. So boom, engagement, eyes to left. He's still peeking. Look at his helmet. Still peeking with all that going on. Still peeking, locates the ball carrier, and is able to make a play. And like I said, even though he comes downhill, right? He's patient before he comes downhill. So there's that step again. Gets off and makes a play. So they had a little misdirection right there. He gets off of blocks well. Once again, using those hands, patience. Hands, you see the hands. You see the hands and then see the vision. You see him looking. He's locating where Daniel Jones is running off to, right? Gets off, makes a play. That's good awareness from Damone Clark. And I just feel like so having a full off season is really going to help him. If he was a stock, I would definitely buy now, because I feel like he is going to take a leap, especially this season. You know, you saw what Micah said about him. LVE spoke highly about him. Dan Quinn, a lot of Dallas Cowboys insiders and coaches are speaking highly about Damone Clark. I feel like this season is going to be a big season for him. All right, and this play right here, once again, it's coming downhill, takes on the blocker. I think, who's that? Saquon trips a little bit, right? But you see him, he's not afraid to take on blockers, right? Like I said, once again, he does a good job keeping his hands free, keeping that separation, and locating the ball. Like I said, he is your old school middle linebacker. And I just feel like, you know, with Overshown, you know, LVE, also Damone Clark, moving on from Anthony Barr, I feel like he's going to give our linebacker a room extremely a boost, right? I feel like second season, he's definitely going to give us a boost. On this play right here, you'll see him dropping coverage. Right? Eyes on the quarterback, underneath throw, but then he comes downhill and makes a play. So he's not going to be your coverage linebacker, right? So you really don't want him, you know, out in space on slot wide receivers or matched up versus the tight end. He's just not that type of linebacker. But he can drop in zone. He can drop in the hooks. He can drop in the flats and drop in the curl a little bit. So, you know, that's what you're really going to ask him to do. It's just kind of drop in zone. You're not going to get him matched up man on man with any wide receiver. You might be in trouble from that capacity. And then once again, you'll see him take on this tackle. Boom. Right. But once again, hands. Look at the helmet. He's still peeking. He's still peeking. Eyes up. Locating the ball carrier. Gets off. Goes and makes a tackle. Now, the one thing that I'm excited to see, especially when it comes to Damone Clark, is how is Dan Quinn going to deploy him as a pass rusher? Because I feel like that's the next level. The A gap, the B gap blitzes, I feel like that's going to be the next level. He didn't pressure a lot this past season, and I feel like this year you're probably going to see it a little bit more. But he's like your pure middle linebacker, but good patience, good field awareness. Boom, get off me, bro. I'm still peeking, locating the ball carrier, and make a tackle. And this play right here, once again, just good eyes, good location. Boom. Patience, eyes, location, securing the tackle. Good wrap up. So you got to be excited if you're a Cowboys fan, what you see from Damone Clark. And like I said, I feel like he is going to have uptick this upcoming season, which I'm excited to see. Y'all know I love linebacker play. Y'all know I love linebacker play. And this play right here, man, y'all can watch Damone Clark if y'all want to, but you know, sometimes you go to McDonald's, I gotta put a little extra. I gotta put a little extra in the bag for y'all. So this is what I'm gonna do here, man. We ain't gonna focus too much on Damone Clark. What I want you guys to do is focus on this lion, Micah Parsons right here, off this edge. Ooh, excuse me. Get to the money. Get to the money, Micah. Woo wee, bro. Like, I saw this play. If you're a Cowboys fan, you gotta get excited, man. I get those goosebumps every time. Look at that. Get off me, fam. This is so sexy watching Mike. I don't know, man. I might do a film breakdown on Micah Parsons. I mean, what can you really break down? But my goodness, man. If you love nasty trenches, edge rushing, you know what I'm saying? That boy out there, man, that boy got cooked.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
He got cooked. That boy got cooked. That boy got cooked going one-on-one with Micah, man. So I'm excited to see this a lot more. Even though I don't want him as a full-time edge rusher, Mike can go be whatever he wants to be because he put him on the field. Nasty things happen, man. But it's your boy, J Tuck. Comment, like, subscribe. Follow me on all social media platforms at JTuck151. I appreciate the support. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and stay hungry. Peace.